To celebrate the National Day on Writing, we want to give your students the opportunity to tell their literacy stories, their literacy narratives, to a national audience. We're going to be collecting literacy narratives for the Digital Archive of Literacy Narratives housed at Ohio State. Your students can bring their stories about reading and writing, their stories that happen in the classroom, their stories that happen at home, their stories that happen with friends, and we'll collect them and upload them to Ohio State's national database. These can be in print form, these can be on disk, on a flash drive, or they can just come by Humanities 300 on October 20th and record the stories, and we can upload them from there. This is a great opportunity to use literacy stories in your classroom. If you've already assigned a literacy narrative, you can use that as a way to get students to think about how they're going to publish it to a larger audience. If you don't use literacy narratives, students still will have been thinking about reading and writing and can be encouraged to come and tell their stories at this celebration. As teachers of writing, this project should interest us because we're always looking for ways to get students to engage their writing and their ideas outside of the classroom. And this puts them in a national conversation about reading and writing that is very exciting. And it also provides a tremendous database for teachers and scholars of writing to learn about how reading and writing happens in our country in the 21st century. A literacy narrative is the story of the song you wrote to your girlfriend when you were in high school. A literacy narrative is the story of a book your mother read to you every night when you went to bed when you were young. A literacy narrative is a story of the first paper you wrote in college that you actually felt like you had a handle on. A literacy narrative is the painful process you went through in your high school portfolio system. A literacy narrative is anything about reading or writing a story, a memory, that you want to share with other people that will put in this database so that we can get a broad sense of how this country reads and writes. One of the stories I might tell is about my friend Lane and I, as junior high school students, writing scripts for radio plays, and the collaborative process we used when we would write these and try them out and record them and try them again, and how much that taught me about collaboration as a form of writing. If you already assign a literacy narrative as a writing assignment, this is a great opportunity for students to feel like that is reaching a broader audience. And they can just bring that literacy narrative, preferably electronically on a flash drive or a CD-ROM, and all they'll have to do is sit down, sign a permission form, fill out an information sheet, and it'll be all set. If you don't assign a literacy narrative, you can still have conversations in your class about literacy experiences and what students have thought about reading and writing and what has shaped them as readers and writers. You can use literacy narratives as reading assignments by people such as Amy Tan or Mike Rose that might also jog students' memories. There doesn't have to be a lot of preparation. People can just show up, come in, sit down, and talk about their experiences with somebody who will ask them a few questions to jog their memories. It's easy and requires no prior preparation on your part. For anyone who hasn't already drafted a literacy narrative, we still want their stories, and it's as easy as sitting down and having a conversation with us when they arrive at the site, at the event. All we want people to do is sit down, we'll have some questions that'll prompt some memories, and they can tell their stories. So however people want to bring their literacy narratives, whether it is in print or whether they just want to come and have a conversation, we want to see people on October 20th. We also want to see you, and we want to hear your stories and your literacy narratives. Anybody in the university community is welcome on this day to come in and share their literacy narratives and help us celebrate writing.